Vibrant shades of creative from all around the world. Welcome to 50 Shades of Creative. Hi, I'm Shushmita. I'm a painter, a graphic designer, and a copywriter. 50 Shades of Creative is a compilation of my 12 years of experience. And here I am to make things easier for you, simpler for you, and to make sure that you don't make the mistakes I did. For entrepreneurs and solopreneurs, for those of you who have been confusing brand with business and who have been asking me in messages that is brand a product? Well, no. Anyone can be a brand, any business is a brand. Brand is the outlet through which you provide your service. Let's say Adidas is a brand, and through this name, through this outlet, through this communication system, they sell you products. Nike is a brand, through this, they sell you products. Apple is a brand, through this, they sell you products. And sometimes, let's say UNICEF is a brand, a charitable brand, through which it raises awareness. So everything is a brand. UN is a brand. What is a brand? It's exactly an appearance, a personality. When I talk about Apple, you may think of Steve Jobs, but Steve Jobs is not here with us anymore. But that core value, that communication, and that foundation stays with you. That's why Apple is still Apple. Apple is still at the peak of the business. If you're an entrepreneur, if you are starting with a group of people, or if you're a solopreneur, if you are starting all by yourself, you have some service, you have some product to sell, or some service to sell, or some message to give to people. Brand is through which you reach them. If you are taking yourself out, then it is called personal branding. That is, you as a person become a brand. The brand can have your name, but your face, if you are picking that anytime you take a selfie and that becomes your logo, no. For people to know you, you need to have a precise photo, a precise image that you will show up online. If you are thinking about, let's say, anytime that comes up in your mind, you just go telling that to people, this is not how branding works. You have to have a precise set of tone, a precise set of words, a precise kind of messages that you are giving to people. So when I talk about brand, it can be personal. That is, if you are going out to sell your service, your product, if you are going out to spread your message, that is a personal branding. If you are, let's say 50 Shades of Creative is a brand. I am a solopreneur and this is my solo venture, but I am not Rachel. Hello. I was just talking about personal branding, so you are just right on time. Okay, so let me do some recap for you. When you are going out there, that is a personal branding. And let's say 50 Shades of Creative, this is a solopreneurship. I am a solo entrepreneur, but I am not doing personal branding per se. I am not putting my image and my work, my image and my name. I am having a brand outlet. So there are options for you. Let's say, Rachel, since you are here, when you go out there, that is your personal branding. But you need to have a precise outline of your attitude, your color, your appearance for your audience. And what is the title of this live? That is raising a brand, is building a brand, is like raising a child. And that is applicable to anyone, absolutely. If you are a solopreneur, if you are doing personal branding, if you are doing, let's say, symbolic branding, any outlet, this works. And how? When a baby is born, you first look, how does he or she look like their father or like their mother? It's the first thing people notice about your brand is the logo and the appearance. Then that is the logo. When you first look, how does someone look? Exact thing is, how does your brand look? And you will see some brands look very posh, some brands look very simplistic, some brands are very symbolic, and I am talking about logo. So every appearance carries an image a precise image. Then, when a baby is born, what do they wear? Their parents decide. What are they going to wear? They are going to wear, of course, the childish clothes. But what? You will see not every child wears the same clothes. It's the same thing about logo. That's what will be the color of your logo. What will be the attire of your logo. That is color codes. That is in terms of design. If you have been in my Launch Your Brand Online Challenge, you know already that the attire of a person is the design template, is the color palette of a brand. What is your brand wearing? If you are doing personal branding, you still need to have some precise outline of your attire about how you present yourself to your audience. Then your child, any child, learns talking. And what language do they talk? They pick up from their parents. And some children, they have bilingual parents, or they have, two different parents. They have two different native languages. So your brand can have two languages as well. That's an open option. But it can be in your native language, or let's say if your native language is Spanish and you are targeting people who have the same native language, then your brand communication can be in Spanish. Or if you are targeting international audience, then your communication language can be English. Let's say my native language is Bangla, but I am targeting the world or people from the world. So I am branding in English. That is the language you pick. Then you teach the children, parents teach their children how to talk to others. Say hello and ask them how they are. Or the children smile when others smile. That is the audience tone. How does your brand communicate with people? Is it very commanding, like think different? Or just do it? Is it very motivating? Or is it friendly? Let's do this. It can be emotional, like you are not alone. That can be a bit like guardianship. So how parents teach their children to talk, this is how you pick your audience tone. Then when your children go out, you don't let them roam around. Like just roam around. No parents let their children just roam around on the road. Thank you. And no parents let their children go anywhere absolutely unsupervised. So that is exactly how you pick your platforms for your branding. And of course, your children have to go to school. So let's say that is Facebook. And your children have to be friendly with others. You allow them to have play dates. You allow them to have friends. They go to their friend's house, relative's house. They go to the playground. They go to the park. So you have different platforms for your brand, and you pick when the children are at school, you don't allow them to play all the time. They have to study, they have to play, they have to learn things. So when you are on different platforms, you have to adopt along with that platform. Facebook, it is very important to engage your brand with the audience. Instagram is totally image-based, so that's very playful. LinkedIn is professional networking platform. So you pick your platform and you adapt your brand according to that platform. So this is how parents teach their children how to behave and what to do in different places. And then as the child grows up and parents decide, or the children have their own opinion, like what they want to do with their life, what is their passion. So when you are great. Okay. So Rachel says, my brand for manifestation is very calming. I call it a sanctuary. Using gray and pink. My personal brand, more oranges and purple sunset colors, but more vibrant. Amazing. As long as you are clear about what is the purpose of Manifestation Sanctuary and what is the purpose of your personal branding, then it's totally good. And as I was saying, when your children decide that what they want to do with your life, or parents have a concern, like what are their children going to do with their life? Some parents have their own preference, some parents are friendly. So you need to have a precise purpose of your brand. You don't just shuffle up. So the trend is now going very spiritual, so I will do something spiritual with my brand. It doesn't go like that. You need to have a precise purpose. That is, why is this brand? How is this going to help people? And how do you feel about that? Sometimes you may need to add some tweak. Let's say people, it's very popular now to have rap music. So you cannot expect people who love rap music to suddenly convert into your brand, which is very calming or soothing. And I'm not talking about Rachel, I'm talking about anyone. So you have to be very careful about your audience. This is from the very beginning. The difference between a child and your brand is your brand will be adapting to the customers, to the clients. And as long as you are concerned, you will have to adapt a bit, add some tweak to your audience, to your client. But let's say children rebel sometimes. Your brand, if you don't expect your brand to rebel and suddenly just transform into something else. This is not how it works. So as long as you are very precise about what you are doing through your brand and what is the purpose of your brand, then you are good to go. And the difference between raising a child and building a brand is it usually doesn't take 18 years. If you play your cards right, it can be very fast. And I am not saying that you will just start and you will get maximum leads and you will be a 7-figure earners overnight. But as children need to learn walking, learn talking, you will have to be like that. Be that patient with your brand. Your brand, once you launch, it will take time for it to launch. It will take some time to adapt with the audience, to adapt with the client, to adapt with the customers. What do they want? Are they responding? And you need to follow all the time. Like you watch your child, you need to watch your brand. Like, how is it doing? Like, you always keep eyes and ears open. Like parents always watch their children and always are concerned about who are around and who are talking to their children and who hold their children and who their children socializes with. It's the same thing about your brand. You have to watch your brand all the time and you have to communicate with the customers. We have to communicate with the clients. You have to respond to their inquiry. This is how building a brand works. It's not as complicated as it sounds. When I tell you, it seems like, oh my God, it may take forever. No. How does it work well? When you have a mentor who will guide you step by step. Every parent, let's say, when you look at a child, you can assume how their parents are. When you see someone very confident, someone very vocal, someone with manners, you automatically assume that they were raised by great parents. It's the same with your brand. Your brand is a reflection of yourself. If you are doing personal branding or if you are doing through a different outlet, it's the same. Your brand speaks about you. So be very careful about how you pick your audience and how you present your brand to others. Sometimes when people who have very difficult time with adapting with society, when a child has a difficult time with adapting to society, the first question we ask is to their parents, not to the child. Like, what is wrong with you? We tell their parents. Teachers complain to their parents. It's the same thing. When your brand will have troubles, people will be questioning and you will need to answer. This is how it works. And I am not saying that there will be no trouble with your brand. It is possible that once you step into the world of business, there will be inquiry, there will be questions, and you need to handle it like a parent. And always, always remember, your brand is a reflection of you. Just like a child is a reflection of their parents, your brand is a reflection of you. And what you need to do is understand your clientele, understand your audience very, very well. And as I have said before, I am saying again, have a mentor. Always, always have a mentor. You can have help with your branding. You can have a designer. You can have a copywriter. But if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a solopreneur and you are doing it by yourself, it can be overwhelming, but I am here to help you. If you're interested in taking my courses, send me a personal message and I will help you. And if you haven't already, I strongly suggest that you go through the Launch Your Brand online 5-day challenge, download the workbook and replay the whole series, because it is going to help you a lot with starting up if you are confused. And yeah, that's it for today. Send me a personal message if you are interested in taking my courses, and of course you can have help. But if you are not sure about what you want, what contents your brand should be, or if you are willing to take chances, then yeah, you are good to go. If you are willing to have a decent outlet, and from the very beginning you need to know what are the steps you need to take, and you need to be in a line, a very aligned outlet, then yes, I am here to help you, and I will make sure that things are easier for you, simpler for you, and you don't make the mistakes I did. I will see you very soon. Thank you for joining. Love you.